Live theater is back, and Everyman Theater continues to welcome audiences back with its second show of the season. We should take a look.
Flyin West, live at Everyman Theater. Great stories, well told.
It really does look amazing. And joining us now are Flyin West playwright Pearl Clegg and the play's director, Paige Hernandez. Welcome, you two.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So, of course, we want to hear all about it after seeing that little bit of the video, but tell us about the premise of Flyin West.
Flyin West actually came to me in a way that no other play ever has. I was driving down the freeway in Atlanta and I heard someone speaking from behind me in the back seat of my car. And obviously this is my imagination talking to me. But it was Miss Leah, who was a major character in the play, talking about the end of slavery and talking about her children having been sold away. And it was so clear to me, it was as if a real person was there. So I pulled off the freeway, looked around, nobody was there, and wrote down what I had heard in my imagination. But no other play has come to me where a character actually spoke to me like that. So I always have great affection for Flyin West because I think the ancestors sent that play to me.
Pearl, of all the answers that I've gotten for questions, I was not expecting that answer. I will say,
Right?
What a remarkable experience. But there's those moments of inspiration. We do not know where they come from. We have no idea. We're not expecting them, but we know that they're special. And so we have to acknowledge it in that moment. And that's exactly what you did. And now it's turned into this beautiful play that I guess you didn't even see coming. Tell us a little bit more just about this play, because it does take place in the Civil War era, but the symbolism and the themes of inheritance and racial identity, rather, they still ring true today, correct?
Yes, and it's actually right after the Civil War. It's 1898, so it's right before the turn of the century. But it is talking about families trying to reconfigure themselves, people trying to reconfigure themselves after the Civil War, when the families were just destroyed by the institution of slavery. So that the play deals with this group of Black women who went west, and that happened a lot. Women would go in groups because if they didn't have men to go with them, they didn't want to go alone, so they went in groups. So it actually, the play is about new families forming and what that means and what the families have to do to survive in this new situation where they're free from the bondage that they were in, but they still have to deal with all of the problems that human families have to deal with.
And I am told that the two of you have a little bit of history here. Pearl, you were actually one of Paige's mentors, and I want to ask both of you what it means to be reunited in this capacity now.
Oh my goodness. It's an honor, it's a dream, and it truly is full circle. I am a huge fan of Pearl. Notice I have that in the present tense because I grew up reading her work, her plays. So many of my family, speaking of just Black women kind of in your, peripheral and also just on your radar, passed me Pearl's books, Pearl's readings, all of her different works. Works that were chock full of opinion and ways to really cultivate your critical thinking, and specifically around pop culture and around just being a woman of color here in America. And then I just had the great fortune to work on one of Pearl's plays with the Kennedy Center. But ever since then, it's just been like, I get around Pearl and I just try to absorb as much as possible. And whether that's with a quick lunch or a quick visit, always just trying to learn as much as I can when I'm in her presence.
We, as theater goers, want to absorb as much as we can as well. A lot of us have not been back to the theater since the pandemic hit. So there might be a little bit of apprehension, but I know that Everyman Theater is doing it right. So can you tell us just a little bit more about the safety protocols in light of COVID so that we can go back into the theater and really enjoy this play?
Absolutely. So Everyman, much like most theaters, are requiring for their patrons to be vaxxed or have a negative COVID test, and that they remain masked at all times. Everything is there so that everyone feels as comfortable as possible to enjoy the art that we're presenting. So we hope to see you there.
Well, we have some time too, because we know that this show is going to run through October 31st. So tickets start at $29, but I am told that Midday Maryland viewers are going to have a discount of $10 off by using that code Charm City. Just visit everymantheater.org. Thank you both so much for being with us. We really appreciate it. And we'll be right back with more Midday Maryland right after this. Stay tuned.